Hi, you guys. Welcome to Cancerian Chronicles. This is Misty. We are going to just kind of check the energy. I am actually going to be using, I guess it would be considered more like a form of bibliomancy. So I will be using this chart, and it's going to help me guide me with what the messages are and to keep me focused. I have behind or in front of me, I have this little chart with what we're going to focus on. So we're going to start off with the area that says book, and that's going to be something that needs to be kind of released or let go of, just in general. Okay. So when I do things like bibliomancy or just, completely channeled messages, sometimes they take a little bit longer than, like if I'm just using tarot or oracle cards. So please bear with me. But we're going to go ahead and jump in and we're going to get started with messages for our collective, starting off with what do we need to burn? What do we need to let go of? What do we need to release? What do we need to release? I'm hearing something, I'm hearing the word relief, essentially. And um, that's interesting. So I will admit, I was kind of thinking that this was going to be like something that I need to release. And I was thinking like it's going to be something negative. But what I'm actually guided to, it says high energy and inspiration. So it actually says channels high energy and inspiration into creativity and service. Okay. Um, so what I'm getting is essentially something that needs to be released. If you have some type of product or something that you're needing to communicate, some type of artistic expression that you may have kind of not been working with, like you've kind of um, you've kind of left it on the wayside or something like that. There is an energy of needing to embrace that or use that form of expression. You need to express yourself, or you're releasing something to do with your feelings or emotions, and it comes out through like your creative expression. So there's something to do with that. Yeah. Hmm. What else? I'm still getting the energy of like there's someone out there that like you're supposed to be writing something. You're supposed to be writing a book, and I feel I'm hearing burn baby burn. I feel like someone burns the midnight oil, so to speak, by it could be something like mindlessly on like media, like that type of a thing. Hmm. Yeah. I'm getting the sense of like someone needs to set a timer, and I'm really hearing 5 to 10 minutes. So after 5 to 10 minutes, you need to let that go with whatever you're doing on social media that is not assisting you or helping you to improve your life or your lifestyle or something like that. Yeah. Okay. I feel like we can go ahead and move on. We're going to look at love. I'm being guided to look at the title or the subject of love. So, what are our messages? Okay. So we have stability is what I'm being guided to. And again, I'm using basically it's a form of bibliomancy, just for anyone that is wondering. With this stability, I feel like it's time, or someone feels like it's time for a much more stable or grounded relationship. I'm hearing again that burn, baby, burn that I heard with the earlier when talking about things that need to be released. So, in this sense, I'm getting the sense of like if you have been kind of dealing with people that are just more like fun, or people been treating you like you're just a little bit of fun, or you've been kind of, I don't know. I'm going to leave that alone, but it's time for someone to look for someone that is more of their equal, because I'm hearing something fully yoked. It's time for someone to focus on goals. So there's something to do with if someone has been looking like focus more on someone's looks, even personality, like, that's all fine and good, but someone can look really hot, someone can have a really great personality, but that doesn't mean that you're on the same page. It does not mean that that is your person, because if you guys don't have like same type of goals, um it's not going to work. I feel like someone needs to like start having real conversations, just moving beyond the surface level. I'm getting the sense of like someone who's dating and people still asking those questions like, what do you like to do? What do you eat? What do you like to, what's your favorite color? Like that type of a thing. No, like, no. I'm hearing something about observation. Like you can observe people and kind of figure those things out as you go along. I feel like I'm seeing, like someone digging in the dirt. I'm hearing let dirty. Someone needs to really dig in there to find out like if a person is really like worth, I was about to say worthy of you, but also just kind of like worth your time, right? I'm being guided to give some examples. So, because there's a sense of like waiting to find things out about people until it's too late. And yeah, that's just it's a no-go. So let's say, for example, point, you're in a space in your life where you're ready to settle down and you're ready to have kids, right? Well, you find someone, they look really good, they're pleasing to the eye, they have a great personality, a great sense of humor, like you love spending time with them, and you don't have any conversations with them. You get into this like kind of semi-serious or serious relationship with them only to find out that you're ready for kids and they're not. Yeah, I'm hearing face check, body check, okay? And again, personality check, but that goal of like someone wants kids and someone doesn't, that's a no. Like that doesn't match, that doesn't mesh. And there's no like maybe later or I can convince them later. Yeah, I'm hearing something about breeding contempt. So if someone is thinking like, oh well, I can just oops have a baby, you're breeding contempt. If this person expresses or, whatever, like they don't want it and you do, in a breed contempt. So you want to find someone that wants what you want or is open to what you want. So that an example. Another example that I'm being guided to share when talking about, like goals, making sure that you have like similar life goals. Like one of you is a complete homebody. You don't really like going anywhere. You don't see yourself going anywhere. And the other person likes to travel. And that's part of their life. I'm hearing mission or goals. For some of you guys, it's almost like you're a homebody and you meet a missionary. And because the face and the body and the personality check out, right? You're going to want to be in a relationship with that person and find out, when it's too late that that person doesn't like to stay at home. They're all on the go. Like you don't, that's a no, like not on the same page. So again, this is about for someone making sure that you're focused on things that are going to be really that really focus on stability in your relationship. Something to do with finances. Like you have to there are some questions that you should be asking to make sure that you're on the same page. It's time for someone to, or someone feels like it's time for them to settle down, is what I'm getting. Okay. Anything else with that? I'm getting yes, something else with that. Okay, let's keep going. So we're still on the subject of love, the energy that's behind it, and what we need to know when it comes to that. Again, for anyone that is just joining us, I am using a form of bibliomancy. I'm using this chart here. Not everyone, has to use cards. I use them because they're fun and they're pretty, but um, yeah. What else with love? Okay. So I'm guided to where it says has lost sight of purpose, feels lonely and cut off, locked in the mind. Okay. So we're talking about on the subject of love. I've already talked about someone feels like it's time to settle down. Someone wants a relationship that's much more stable, but moving past, like it's time to move past like those that surface level energy, just looking at passion and looks and fun, which are good, but there's more. I'm hearing wait, there's more, right? So we're looking at has lost sight of higher purpose. It just feels like a reminder for some of you guys that um I'm hearing never trust a big button, a smile, that girl is poison. Yeah. So that could just be something to kind of be on the lookout for, not to say that you're overcome with a big butt and a smile, right? But just to say that, again, lose sight of the higher purpose. So, like jumping into a relationship and, someone checks off a couple of the boxes that you have, but maybe they might be some of the things that you're not used to people having and just getting super excited about that, but you lose like the overall big picture of what it is that you want, some of those major components, some of those major values and value systems. Like if this person doesn't have it, then someone needs to be willing to walk away. Yeah. I'm hearing the song Walk It Like I Talk It, Walk It Like I Talk It. So there's something about that you're saying that you want, especially if there's someone that's trying to manifest a certain type of love relationship. Like you need to walk it like you talk it, saying it is that you want to bring in when it comes to love, right? Love and relationships. Um, There's a sense of like making sure that you're not set for anything less. And not only that, but some of those traits or characteristics that you're looking for, you have to be willing and able to demonstrate them to the other person as well. Because that's something that you're looking for, they're probably looking for it too. So, yeah. Okay, I'm being guided to share. So, again, just to reiterate, right? If you are looking for a stable, more serious relationship when it comes to love and, romance or whatever, you dating and getting to know people, don't forget what your ultimate goal is. And if another person's goal does not align, that it's not okay. It's not going to ever be okay for you to settle for less. Especially, I'm hearing something about a fixer up. There will be no fixing upping. Okay, no fixing upping. No, maybe one day, or maybe I can get them to change. Like that. That's a major no. Hi, Kat. How are you? Okay, so let's see if there's anything else when it comes to the love. And again, you guys, I'm not using cards. I'm using a form of bibliomancy. I'm using this actual chart. You can use books with bibliomancy for anyone that's interested or wondering. But this is what I'm being guided to use. Any more for love? Getting a yes. So, which I guess that makes sense. Earlier, when I asked, when I moved to love, I did hear three. So this will be our third. There's something about it, says feels blocked, stuck, frustrated, feels inferior, insecure, Possibly a tip. What part of that is the most important for this message? Okay, I'm being guided to where it says possibly addicted. So I don't know if something that someone needs to kind of look out for when it comes to love and relationships is the fact that either making sure that it's not you, and recognizing it in other people when they're possibly just addicted to love itself, and being so overwhelmed and wrapped up in the thought of like being in a relationship that it's kind of like any relationship will do. And that goes against like going back to what we had before, which was about higher purpose. That does not serve your purpose, and that's not your ultimate goal. It's not going to lead to a stable, lasting relationship with a strong foundation. So it's like be on the lookout for, be mindful of, or be careful with, just being in a relationship just for the sake of being in a relationship, especially if you get to a point where you ever just feel like, maybe phone's really dry. Um, I don't know, like starting to feel lonely or something like that. Like, don't let that kind of, um, get you to a point where you're feeling kind of desperate and just jumping into any type of relationship. I'm hearing the word healing. So for some of you guys, that could essentially lead to having to heal from another I'm hearing worthless relationship. Sorry, but I mean, well, not sorry. So if you've been dealing with relationships that, they just really weren't in your best interest, like that, just kind of check out the pattern. Make sure that it's not something about, just like settling in a relationship. Okay. I'm really getting strongly a sense of like some of you guys or someone um dealing with people that are never gonna meet your expectations in the first place. And I'm hearing Project Pat or Project Pete or something like that. So, like, that these people are, again, it's about fixer uppers. Like, you're not settling for fixer uppers. Okay. That goes against exactly what it is that you're looking for. Okay. Anything else? I'm getting, yes. Let me see. What am I missing? There's something about making more friends. I heard that, but I guess there's a sense like for someone, there is a need, or um, the guidance is for you to get out more, meet meet more people, something to do with like broadening your horizon or something like that. For some of you guys, you keep your circle, even your dating circle or your friendship circles, like you keep them so small. Um, that perhaps you're really just not getting an opportunity to meet the caliber of person that you really should be dealing with or dating or, spending your time with or taking a chance on. Oh, why that matters. I was guided to look at the time, 8:45. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna look and see what the actual message is for that. Okay. Oh, me go back. I did not want to open a Pinterest. Okay. Angel number 845. That's funny. Because I know while talking about love, I was saying like someone may feel like it's time for something more serious, it's time for something more stable, or time to settle down type energy. 845 says the price of success. And it says that the angel number 845 signifies that you are almost in the final season of your life, and that now is the time to be more serious and focused. Wow. You have to use your time wisely and give a better finish. So remember, I've been talking about not wasting your time on people who are just, they're really not worthy of you, of your time, your love, affection, your attention, right? And with this, like using your time wisely, it's so funny because I started talking about with the love, like getting dirty. I talked about getting dirty, down and dirty when it comes to those questions that you're asking, moving away from, like, while you're dating, moving away from those surface level of like, what's your favorite food? What do you like to do? What's your favorite color? Like, no, get in there, dig in there with some more serious questions, things that matter to you the absolute most. Hi, Emmy. How are you? That's interesting. It says you have to pay the price for success to achieve something. It's like someone needs to put and we're still talking about love, right? So, and the feeling is that someone wants something more stable or a more serious, long lasting, type relationship. Some stand the test of time is what I'm hearing. You have to put in the actual work. Like, I want to say, like, no one's going to be dropped off at your doorstep, although, not to say that it's not possible. But um even then, even if someone were dropped right there off at your doorstep, it's still your job, it's still your responsibility to vet that person to make sure that you are on the same page, and that is essentially someone that is worthy of your time, attention, affection, and so on and so forth, right? Let me see. Anything else from this one? I'm trying to see if we have anything else from that number 8-5, and I'm getting no. Okay, anything else for the love department? Just being guided to where it says sees the bigger picture, which, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the same as where it talked about, someone having lost sight of the higher purpose. And we were talking about like making sure that you're not losing sight of like your purpose for this. In this instance, if we're talking about love and relationship, if that's what someone is seeking, a stable relationship, make sure that you keep your eye on the prize. Your the prize, like what you're focused on, or your goal is not just a relationship, it is a stable relationship, it is a, like, and you have to fill in the blank for yourself. It's a long lasting relationship, it is a productive relationship. I mean, I'm just making things up there because, like, for everyone, um it's going to be something different, right? And there's not going to be any judgment, or, like, what you want is whatever you want. And as long as you are making sure that you are dealing with people who want the same thing and not wasting your time on people who don't. Don't waste your time on people that don't want the same thing that you want. Okay? Uh there's I'm being guided to say like you're not being mean. Um Someone feels like they don't like to reject people. I'm something about letting people down, letting someone down easy. Like you can let them down easy, or whatever. But like you can't waste your time, fumble your time, giving it to people that you know that you don't really see yourself in a long term relationship with, or it's just not going to work out. Like, don't waste your time with that. That's actually like, I don't know, people who you think you're being nice by doing that, but essentially you're not, because you're not just wasting your time, you're wasting the other person's time as well. And that's not nice for those of you that you worry about being nice, because that sure isn't me. I don't know. Okay, I feel like we can go ahead and move on to communication. So we're going to see what it is that we need to know when it comes to communication. And I'm guided to look at the other part of this chart. So what do we need to know about communication? I'm hearing something about communication coming in. And I'm guided to the number one. It says leadership. Some of you guys might receive word. You might have some type of communication out. I don't know. I feel like this is more for someone who like works like, the five type thing, but someone might receive some type of communication that they're in the running, or that are you're the sole candidate, or you're being selected for some type of leadership position. If you have been like applying for, some type of manager, supervisor, or, just like some type of moving up the ladder, there's something to do with that. I also heard lateral move. Isn't that when you're just like moving from, like, you're on the same level, but maybe you're moving from one department to another? If someone's been having trouble, like, in the department that they're in, and you've just been trying to I move to another department, or you've been trying to move to like another location and still, in that same department, just a different building or something like that. I feel like someone's going to receive that communication that like it's been approved, a transfer has been approved or something like that. Yeah, I don't know if also there's something to do like if someone um is looking for a job, or looking at a job, or wondering if they should keep a certain job. That leadership aspect is really important. Some of you guys, if this is for you, like you're meant to be a leader. And so if that job, if that position does not have any, like if there's nowhere for you to go, right? You can't move up, then um, if you're wanting to know, do you take the job that has no room for growth? The answer is no. Like that, you're meant to be a leader. There's also something to do with being a leader in your field. I'm transferring from one building to another with this title. Oh, I love that, Emmy. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. Okay, what else? What else? That's something to do with some type of communication. Anything else? I'm being guided to flip it back over. Again, this is a form of bibliomancy, which is um, I don't want to say fortune telling, but it's like divination through some type of text, whether it's a book, or in this case, it's just like something that, like a little printout. Okay. What else? Communication. Mm. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to say it because I'm hearing it, but there was something about, and I'm not laughing at anyone if this is your message, but there's something about communication. And because the focus is on communication right now, and there's some, I heard outer space. I'm stalling because I don't want to say it, but there's something about outer space. But it could be, I'm also hearing something about NASA. So I don't know if someone's been trying to communicate or um, with NASA or something like that. If someone is a possible, someone could be a channel, like you're a channel, right? You channel messages. Um, there's some connection to somewhere else. We'll just say that. We're back to seize the bigger picture when it comes to communication. So I'm feeling guided to say, I feel like I'm hearing the word argument. I didn't want to say argument, but someone might end up in a spat, in a disagreement, right? Guidance is for you to look at the bigger picture when it comes to this argument. I'm hearing something about like, is the is the lemon worth the squeeze, right? Is this argument like what it is that someone is fighting for in the big scheme of things, right? Um, are you arguing? I'm hearing for F sake, just for, are you just arguing? You want to be right? Um, and you don't even really care about it. So something about being mindful of that, because I feel like it's like knocking down someone's vibration. Like it's just unnecessary. Like, I'm just hearing, you're right. You're right. Like someone's to, I don't know if you're dealing with someone who just likes to argue or something like that, or that's something that's coming for someone. But there's something about in the grand scheme of things is what I keep hearing. I'm hearing fight for your right to party. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, I just feel like if it's not really getting you closer to your goals, if it's not really serving you any purpose, no benefit, um, let it go. Just let it go. Anything else with communication? No. So we're going to move on to self care. We're going to see what the messages are when it comes to self care. What do we need to know? Okay, I'm actually being guided to cards. So let me move this to the side. I'm being guided to this deck. So let's see what this is with self-care. What do we need to know? Okay, we have all that glitters. We have peace. We have time to go. And we have chaos and conflict. So I know that we use like we use self-care, the word self-care, or we hear it a lot, we use it a lot. And not just about like primping and pampering yourself and massages and things like that. It's just like, what is it that brings you or keeps you in some type of tranquil state? Um, keeps There's something to do with like not messing up your vibe, not messing up your energy levels. There's something to do with like keeping away from anything that does not bring you peace. It's just chaos and it's conflict. Hi, highly favored. Whatever that is, like you owe it to yourself, right? for any person, place, or thing that is disturbing your peace, bringing some type of chaos and conflict into your life, you owe it to yourself to just walk away and to let it go. Like that's what someone needs to know. Hmm. I'm hearing something, and it's so weird to me when I hear like a lot of vulgar type language because that's really not my style. But I'm hearing something about just because you pour sugar on shit, it's still shit. Okay. And we have that all that glitters, right? So I get the sense of like there could be some type of people or situations that you may find yourself in that, talk a really good game. They try to make things like, for some of you guys, if this has to do with work, like it's almost like someone is talking something up like it's a really sweet deal, but it's not. Like you're going to find yourself in some type of chaos. And with that self-care, going back to that, I'm hearing just say no. Someone needs to start, like, part of your self-care routine is saying no. Your word no. Just say no. Anything that's not bringing you peace, just say no to it. It doesn't matter how people try to dress things up. Hmm. Do I need to mention? Okay. Okay, hold on. Something else. Something else with self-care. Mm. I was guided to feels depressed and disappointed. Feels depressed and disappointed. Absolutely. Self-love. There's something to do with, okay, this is what I'm picturing, right? Or I'm getting the sense of like picking up the phone and calling, and they're just draining, like it's like they're nagging. They're telling you about their day, every negative crappy thing happened to them for the day. And it's just like I'm starting to feel like drained. So there's a sense of like some of you guys need to learn to say no to someone who calls you just to nag my ear. Oh, I have a my ear is hurting. But all they do is they nag. All they do is they have negative things to say or negative news to share with you. It's almost like this person is doing they're using you to do like a brain dump or something. And so they feel a sense of relief, whereas you're left holding the bag. Someone needs to love themselves enough to set up some type of boundary with people. Hold on. Mm. Yeah, that's funny. It's like I looked up the meaning of like the ear. There's something to do with my left ear. And it says if you're having like burning in the left ear, it may mean bad news is on the way. I feel like, back to that person, like this person, all they do, well, I guess I said that, like they talk about all of the bad things that happened to them that day or whatever, like something. that negative information into your ear, and it's stuck in your ear with that nasty energy. And you need to love yourself enough to just say no. I didn't really want to, but for someone, I was asking, it feels like someone is about to have type of bad news coming in. What is that about? The card that came out is building blocks. At the bottom, we have new life, and at the top is flexible. Whoever this message is for, if you do receive some bad news in the next couple of days, I feel like this is apart from something, but if you get some bad news in the next couple of days, there's something about being flexible, seeing things from like a broader perspective. It's actually going to allow you to build something much better with someone much better. So this must be a relationship. Hmm. Yeah. I'm hearing something about like night and day. So end of whatever, like something is about to end for someone, like that's essentially what the news is going to be. And it might seem like obviously this, whoever this is for, like you're not going to like it, but you don't see that there's like it's the beginning. It's not really the end. It's the end of a terrible relationship. So I'm hearing don't cry for me, Argentina. That's what I'm hearing. So don't cry for if it's a crappy relationship. I mean, I know like I'm hearing something about nothing more than feelings. So it's just feelings, and feelings come and go. But I feel like something that someone had with another person that's crumbling down. It wasn't a stable foundation. And that didn't fit in, going back to what we talked about earlier. It doesn't even fit in with your ultimate goal. So, yeah, I feel like we can move on. So we did love, we did communication, self-care. Look at if there are any messages when it comes to finance. Okay, so let's see. Okay, I love it. 10 angel number. And I was about to say I was guided to look at the phone. For me, it is 910. So there's something to do with 910. Huh. Growth and new beginnings. Positive change. Says indicates a transition from the present moment towards a new path that will lead to success and gratification. It says angel number 910 is considered a manifestation number, as it represents the power of manifestation and signifies the beginning of a new spiritual journey. It's a sign of letting go of old and preparing to embrace new opportunities that the universe has in store. The career meaning. It's a message from the universe that financial stability is on its way, and you will be able to fulfill all material desires in due course. This is also a sign that it is a good time to pursue new ventures or start your own business. If you're in a job, expect new opportunities and growth in your career. And I love that because when we talked about communication, I said it, I feel like someone's going to receive some type of information that they're like being voted or moved up or. So there's something to do with leadership, is what we talked about earlier. What else? Okay, flip it over. Hi, comma. Okay, so I feel like someone might currently feel like when it comes to their finances, like there's some type of blockage or a sense of being stuck. But notice I said feels like you're not actually blocked or stuck. There's something to do, like this is just how you feel. And it's just kind of like what you see because that's what you feel. I'm hearing something about all around us. There's something to do with like opportunities being surrounding you or being all around you, being all around us. So, yeah. For someone, just turn around. So, someone could be looking at in one direction when it comes to finances, but you need to be you're headed in the wrong direction. Like you need to it in a different direction. There's something to do with that. I feel really sleepy. I feel like whatever this is, if this message is for you, it's not that it's like you need to just like release it forever. I feel sleepy. This is something like you're just to put something on snooze. You need to, yeah, it went away. You need to put something on snooze. So there's almost like you need to pivot, like you need to work on something else or do something else or focus on something else. I'm hearing the word investments. So someone might need to work on growing their investments or something like that. New money coming in. Yeah, I'm being guided to where it says trust innermost feelings. So someone needs to like whatever type of intuitive nudges that you're receiving when it comes to like your finances, what it is that you need to invest in, what it is that you need to I'm hearing buy or sell. So someone might be doing something with the stock market, something. Someone might be really good at that because of their level of intuition. Um, and if you've been thinking about going into stocks or adding that to your portfolio, answer is like that's a yes. That's something that someone is supposed to do or something that someone is meant to do. I'm hearing something about all your eggs in one basket. Refrain from putting all of your eggs in one basket or yes, someone needs to refrain from putting all of their eggs in one basket, in one particular investment opportunity. Someone needs to look at multiple investment opportunities. Something to do with diversify. Okay, I don't know who's into finances, but like help some people in the comments or something. I don't know. Anything else? Hmm. That's another one of those moments where I just heard absolutely nothing. And for me, that's rare to just hear absolutely nothing. I feel like someone is meant to, before you, I'm hearing buy something. I don't know if someone has an issue with like just impulse shopping or something like that. But there's a sense of like allowing for some type of wait time, meditating on some of your decisions, I guess, so that you can actually hear your inner voice and your inner guidance, so that you can feel those intuitive nudges or downloads or something. Warp speed, someone goes like too fast. I'm gonna think fast. Yeah, someone's going too fast when it comes to some very important decisions when it comes to your bank account or your finances. And you need to kind of slow that down. Funny. I was just guided to, it says, afraid of yet preoccupied with issues, money, power, control, recognition, and sabotages self. What about that? I'm hearing something about like there's something to do with being overly worried or concerned about um, money. So, but there's a sense of like for some of you guys, you don't need to worry about it. What you do need to do is just focus creative, going back to like way earlier in the message. When we started off with what needs to be released, there was something to do with like your with some type of energy or like expressive energy, like you need to express yourself in some type of artistic form or something like that. For some of you guys, if you just focus on that, then the money will flow. The money's going to come to you. But if you're focused on money itself, it's kind of like watching a clock or watching a pot of water waiting for it to boil, right? It doesn't mean that it's not gonna, they say, what did they say? A watch pot doesn't boil. I mean, it does. But it seems like it takes forever, is essentially what that is. So, yeah, going back to where I said someone feels like they're blocked or stuck when it comes to money, and I'm saying you're not. You're just focused on the wrong thing. Don't focus on the actual money. Like the money is there. There is just a sense of like focus on um whatever this is that makes you happy, um that you enjoy doing, something that has to do with expression or art forms or something like that. Okay, so I'm guided to that being the last one that we need for the finance. And I'm being to I guess no wonder I got this deck, pull a couple of cards here. So before we were using a form of bibliomancy. For those of you that are new, bibliomancy is like divination with like text, right? So you could use like a book, a magazine. You could use, anything like that to get messages. Hmm. We have by the book that just went flying out. Time for a nap. An unfinished symphony. So we have by the book. We have time for a nap. An unfinished symphony. I almost feel like with this by the book, someone needs to. It's a sense of like this instance putting something on autopilot, and this can go in any aspect of your life. So like in relationships, like someone needs to already, if you're trying to date for stability, which is what we talked about earlier, there's a sense of like having certain questions already written out and planned out. It doesn't mean to just, interrogate someone with them, but just like throughout the course of getting to know a person, you want to sprinkle some of those questions in just to see if, you're on the same page and that's someone that you can actually spend forever with if that's what you're looking for. Some things like if you have a business, there's that you need to put just on autopilot, right? Like there might be a sense of like building up very strong systems, putting some very strong systems in place for your business, or even if you're, at work for someone. Especially with this, by the book and then time for a nap. If someone is putting forth too much effort, too much time, too much energy into a relationship or into like something. And with Unfinished Symphony, I'm going to go back to, I feel like going back to someone needs to release, find some type of release through their creative expression or art form or whatever this is for you. I just feel like there's something that you've left unfinished, whether it's a book, I talked about that earlier, whether it's a book or a blog or, what a business. I mean, I don't know, but there's a sense of like, you've left some unfinished and now is the time to get back on track and to get back on board with that. Okay. Yeah, we have mending. I get the sense of like, again, whether this to do with relationships or business or, whatever, there is a sense of like, whatever this is, where, that I talked about with the Unfinished Symphony, or even with the by the book and time for a nap where we're putting something on autopilot. Like it's like going back to something, like not totally scrapping something. For some of you guys, maybe you just threw out you're wanting to just throw out a relationship, and it could be that there were just some gaps or some holes which had to do with like the your communication or your partner's communication, or most likely both of you, the way that you're communicating or the lack thereof. And once you go through and you fill in those gaps, it's going to make a huge difference for you. So there's something to do with that, right? If this has to do with a business or something that you've started, or that you've been wanting to start, but like you haven't really either been successful or you haven't really launched it quite yet. There's a sense of like, I don't know, don't scrap the whole thing that you started. Again, there's something about going back through and just kind of filling in, like plugging in. I'm hearing plug it in, like plugging in those holes, right? Yeah. There's something to do, like just cleaning something up that you already have in place. Yeah. We have the new life at the top again. We saw this card earlier, but there's something about new life. But you don't have to completely scrap your old life, right? I know that people talk about, reinventing yourself or completely reinventing yourself. It doesn't mean that you have to completely take everything about your old life or the old you and throw it in the trash can. There's a sense of like fixing the things that you didn't like, that just you've outgrown, or that no longer serve you. But there's something left that you need to can just kind of piece some things back together. And once you do that, you're going to start to see like a whole new life, a whole new world that begins to unfold. Underneath that, we had poised, which is about being ready to strike. So there's something to do with, I'm here, are you ready? Are you ready? So there's something to do with like being ready for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, guys. I hope that these messages were helpful. Please be sure to like and subscribe, share the video, all of that good stuff. I know that my style is different. Again, I will incorporate cards because I love them and they're so pretty, but I also have other forms to, do my message through channeling. So I can just directly channel. I don't have to use anything at all to receive messages and to share messages. Um, Sometimes I'll use other forms like bibliomancy, which is what we were kind of incorporating today. We were using a form of bibliomancy, which is like using words or like text, either magazine, book, pamphlet. It could be anything that you can use to read and divine and give messages from there. So I hope that all of those messages were helpful. Thank you, highly favored, for being here. So I'll try to come back online more um, with the lives. I know I've been slacking on that, but I'll work on that. So, but thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. I love you and have a beautiful and fantabulous rest of your day. Bye now. Mwah. Hi, Cecile.